They beat the Cardinals. The Rams got beat.
Hello, everybody. I am Mark, and I'm waiting for Rob to come back.
By Green Bay. I believe that the only allowed.
So, welcome to our live show. Let me know who's out there. Let me know where you're from. We're going to be talking about... Okay. Rob, I sent you an invite. Are you sleeping? No? You coming up? Anyway. Hello, everybody. Rob will be here in a minute. I'm going to turn this off. And pardon the interruption. See if Rob comes on here. So, let me know what you want to talk about in the comments down below, so we can get going on this. I think the Fever have indicated which six they're going to save, and we'll have a video about that tomorrow. Let me know if you agree with that. Hi, Vadim. What's happening? I saw the six. I agreed with the six. I know some people think Grace Berger should be saved. I don't know. Who knows? I wouldn't want to lose Demi. She plays very well with Clark in a sense. So we'll see. I don't know. That Rob is coming on. She's busy. Hang on 1 second, Vadim. Vadim, tell me what you want to talk about. It's in the news here. Just making my tea. I forgot to make it. I'm trying to look up which six. It was, well, they didn't announce it officially. They put a some kind of message, and it showed a picture of the coach, and then a picture of six people, and it was the 5 starters plus Temi Finley. Just it's who you would expect. So I don't even think that's big news. I didn't even do a video about it today. I did a video about other things today. So, anyways, I did a video on Juju Watkins being overhyped. Thought I was going to get more views. Let me just see. I only got 305 views. So, see if anyway. Well, I agree with the contract thing is complicated, but I will say the same thing that I said before, that they have to save NaLyssa Smith, because otherwise you just lose her for nothing. And that's a second round. She was second round pick in the draft. They can hang on to her and then trade her in January if they get a free agent to replace her position. So that's why I've always felt they need to save her, because she's trade bait. Someone will pay something for her instead of just giving her up for free. I don't think that's a good idea. And Smith and Dantas. Smith. Well, yeah, but I told you why they have to save NaLyssa Smith until they're able to replace her. I think you have to save her. And who knows what the expansion team is looking for. Grace Berger hasn't done enough in the WNBA for them to be dying to have her, but they may take her. They may take, not to take Dantas, so I don't think you need to save Dantas. Dantas is too slow to save, even though she might get playing time if they keep her. I would say, well, they're not going to keep. They obviously weren't going to save. No, I was joking. I am not. I'm not eligible to vote, but I should be. I'm not sure I watch enough WNBA to actually be eligible to vote. I watch only Caitlin Clark because the league has me ticked off and they're so boring. Hey, Rob.
What's up?
Rob's here. You're making dinner for your wifey, Rob?
No, I was doing Susie homemaking stuff.
Yeah, same thing. You voted for CC for MVP. Yeah, I was joking about that. Because I just thought it was interesting they voted for Asia Wilson after 2 games this year. So I keep saying I've already voted for Caitlin Clark for MVP next year because they tell me what the rules are and the standards. Rob agrees with me. He's voted for it too.
No, I don't.
Huh? No, you don't?
I didn't vote yet.
You don't think I should be able to vote for Caitlin Clark for next year already?
Might as well.
Yeah, so you do agree with me. They may realize, like us, that sides wasted her. Yeah. And that she plays well. And she plays well overseas with a crappy coach. Who are you talking about? That Melissa Smith?
Mitchell. Maybe Melissa Smith, maybe. Or
No,
Mitchell.
Is he talking about Smith, Vadim? Who are you talking about that she plays well overseas without a crappy coach? You talking about Melissa Smith? Yeah, I think Melissa Smith is a head case, though, because it wasn't all Side's fault. Oh, Grace? Oh, well, Grace never got, who knows? I mean, she didn't even get playing time. So it wasn't, the coach had nothing to do with it in terms of her playing. She had to do with playing time, but the coach had nothing to do with her not. Like Caitlin Clark didn't play up to her potential because the coach sucked. And probably Aaliyah Boston probably didn't either. But Grace Berger didn't play up to her potential because she didn't get playing time. She got more playing time the year before, her rookie year.
Right.
I don't know. I think Smith is a head case, and I think Christy Sides, to her credit, was trying to get Melissa Smith to play more defense and to be more intense and concentrate on defense more and put more effort into it. And Melissa Smith, I don't know, took offense to that. Like, what, me defense?
Yeah.
I think Christy Sides was right about that because I remember she benched her after she wasn't playing good defense. Like that. So that's on Melissa Smith. But I think Melissa Smith was just unhappy with how many shots she was getting. And you know what? Play better, you'll get more shots. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't have that many moves. She's got a spin move and not much else to the basket, right?
That's about it.
What does she have? Seriously, what if she doesn't really have much of a jump shot? She's athletic. She should be a very, very good player, in my opinion. I think she's very athletic for 6'3",
Yeah, I get the idea.
I get the idea. I don't know how good Grace Berger is. I didn't watch the WNBA the year before. I didn't watch her really much in college. The time that she got in garbage time. I have no idea how good she is. People think she's really good. Maybe she is. I don't know. The same thing with who was the player who's the defensive player that we upset about. What's her name? I forget her name. I haven't said her name in a while. What was her name, Rob? You don't know.
What are you talking about?
the defensive players that she wouldn't play that they finally waived instead of Saxon. What was her name?
Wasn't that Burger?
No. I'll have to look her up.
No, the one that left the team and then ended up scoring points.
No. I just drawn a blank on her name. We talked about her all year. Celeste Taylor.
Yeah.
Recent point. Yeah, but the level of competition isn't as high overseas, but I believe you. Isn't Celeste Taylor supposed to be in Australia playing in Australia? I wonder how she's playing. She didn't play. She played decently for Phoenix, and I think she played someone else for a week too. So I don't know. I think Celeste Taylor is a good backup player. She's good to have on the team because they allow all these guards to have their best games against them. At least you could stick her in there when someone gets hot. Right, Rob? Just get some defense in there.
Yeah. A lot of the WNBA players playing over in China. It's kind of neat. I'm looking at the list.
Okay, that's wondering what you're doing. Okay. Is who they signed. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to go hard after Sabalia. What's how you pronounce her first name again?
Yeah, she's playing over in China.
Who's that?
Sabalia.
She's in China right now?
Yep.
She's not playing in the Unrivaled League?
No.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the list right here.
All right. Who's the list? Who's on the list?
A lot of people. A lot.
A lot?
21 teams. There's 21 teams, so.
I mean, how many players? Out of the 100? Go ahead, Rob.
So they can only have 3 foreign players on their team.
Okay, so out of the 144 players in the WNBA, how many do you think play in the China League this year?
Well, let me start here. Let me look. Let me count.
Because there's 144 that were in, essentially, approximately.
Let's say 50.
50? Wow. That many?
At least 20. I mean, so there's 21 teams. At least the teams have two foreign players. Yeah, so there's 21 teams, and at least most of them have 2 foreign players from the WNBA.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So that's at least 20 players, at least 20 players. Yep. We might play it in China. It's very nice.
Rob, you could probably still make a team, a women's team.
Make a men's team.
You can make the men's team. Yeah, they're short over in China.
No, not really.
No, I'm sure the ones that are in basketball do. Well, they have a lot of people, so they're gonna. And even though they're shorter in height generally, they're gonna always have some tall people because the numbers are so big.
Well, the taller people are mostly the northern province.
Not according to Asia. Asia said she can beat Joshua. Yeah, I don't think she was serious.
You can.
Well, she's such a whack job and a narcissist. Who knows?
Here's my herder.
You had some stats for Grace Berger? Grace Berger's playing in Europe or in China?
She can't even guard Breanna Stewart. How can she guard Josh Howard?
I don't know. She seemed serious, but maybe that she was trying to be funny by pretending she was serious. If you act like you're joking, it's not funny, because then you just know you're joking. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I could go either way on that.
I wouldn't play her. What would be my value? Josh Hart, what would be my value of playing a woman, a professional?
I would take Rob, seriously, if you played Asia Wilson, you got in shape and played Asia Wilson, would you beat Asia Wilson? right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what her moves are.
Huh?
I already know what her moves are already.
And Rob could take her, and he's 66. So
Oh,
Josh
he's
Josh Hart's in his prime, right? How old is Josh Hart? Like in his prime? Isn't he like in his late 20s?
Yeah, he's in his late 20s, and he's freaking
He's in his
super
prime.
athlete.
He's
Super
6'4",
athlete.
2 pounds. It would be a joke.
Yeah, wouldn't even do it. What's up, Basil?
Like I said, the only time she might score is if she had a fadeaway turnaround jumper that she got lucky on.
Yeah, that'd be about it.
Shot she takes, he's gonna block.
Yeah, that'd be about it.
Right.
Hey, Basil, your girl's playing really well. Your girl, Basil, Audie Crooks, man, she just dropped some points the other night. Basil.
Basil, is that your main squeeze? Audie Crooks?
Yeah, last second shot.
Oh, really? Let me see. I'm trying to remember. I don't know who my girl is. I don't have one. And it's not Audie Crooks. She's a
What's
little
up,
big.
Bobby?
Let me just see. Who's my girl? Well, I don't like to talk about the college girls because that sounds a little weird because they're 18 and 19 years old.
Mark switched to oregano behind your back, Basil.
I think I can talk about Kelsey Plum because she's around 30, right?
Hey, what's up, Jay?
I think Kelsey Plum's.
Vadim, maybe he wants the time. Since it's Thanksgiving time, maybe he switched to Basil the time. A bit more flavor.
He switched to oregano behind your back. What the hell?
What's up, Joseph?
What does that mean? Hey, Bobby. Caitlin Clark is now the 4th best player in the league. What time is it?
Nice one, Vadim.
Uh,
If you get the time, I get the money.
yeah. I saw some pictures on Instagram of who was she that I just saw?
She who shall not be named.
She should not be seen. Okay. Yeah, listen, I am now on the bandwagon for Hannah. If I was never forget to pronounce her.
Hidalgo, old man.
Hidalgo.
God, you're old.
I was trying to remember how to pronounce her last name. And that Puerto Rican black book.
How are you in a fan club? You can't remember her name.
Well, they don't have fan clubs anymore. I told you, it's like Instagram's about the only thing they have nowadays.
Yeah, right. These coaches in the Maui Invitational are excited. Stupid Hurley got a technical foul, lost the game for him. I'm not a Villanova fan now. I mean, Connecticut. I'm not a Connecticut fan.
Plum's got white privilege. So does Sabrina Ionescu. She wouldn't be in the league either. Neither would.
Yeah, you're right, Vadim.
In fact, every white player in the league is only in the league because of white privilege. They can't have an all-black league.
How many white players are in the league?
Well, it changes every year, but the last I read, it was around 20%.
20%.
Yeah.
So you said how many players? 100?
Well, I was 144, so that's about 20%. So it's good. 20% of 44. It's going to be around another 15, so around 35. 35. Let's see, 144. Yeah. No less than that. Yeah.
Miles played pretty well though, Basil. She's a good ball. She was hurt last year. She's a pretty good ball player.
It's like 29, about 29. It would be 20%. So, anyways, if you guys have not seen Cooper Flagg play, he's the real deal. He is not overly hyped, in my opinion. That's all I can say. We'll see what happens by the end of the year if I still feel that way. But from what I've seen, he's got game, and he's got a really mature, composed game.
So Mark on the women's side, he has Hidalgo, and then he's got Flagg on the men's side. There you go.
Who's that? Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a Cooper Flag fan right now. I'm going to watch Duke this year because I really like. He's a smart player too. I don't know if I actually said smart in the video today, but
Without the white man, the game doesn't exist.
without the white fans, it's a lot of white basketball fans.
Yeah, they come to watch us jump, because we have that extra muscle, the extra bone in our foot.
My TV doesn't want to go off. It's very weird.
Yeah, the Harbaugh boy. Who cares? I hate. I don't like either one of the Harbaughs. But I want the Chargers to win though.
Yeah, Harbaugh's are. It's going to be a good matchup though.
I want the Chargers to win. I hate Baltimore.
I would say I've watched one women's game and 2 men's so far in college basketball. In NBA, I've seen 1.5 games.
I probably watch more women's game than I have men's games. I just watched the one the Connecticut Memphis game here in the Maui Classic.
So what? South Carolina is playing your girl on Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
That's for Basil's girl. Yeah, Basil's girl.
Basil's girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when it is, but it is on Thanksgiving. I'm watching the Packers, and I don't know. Let's see. I guess Detroit and Dallas. Who Detroit and Dallas? But the Packers are playing Miami, and Miami's offense is back in gear now. So that's a scary game, Rob. I'm a little concerned for the Packers.
I know, right, Vadim? Jeez.
What?
Juice head.
I'm too far.
Too close.
Oh, I went like this.
Even further. You were.
Who would you pick number 1 WA draft for your team? You would pick Caitlin Clark again? You're going to pick her again? She's going to go to
Frank. I know. Pick her again. I picked Caitlin Clark. Wait. Well, you're right, Frank, because since they don't really care about her and don't want to promote her, why not just maybe if they drafted her first again, maybe they're like, oh, hey, she's a pretty good ball player. That's good strategy.
So,
yeah.
Thanksgiving Day, Chicago at Detroit, which Detroit's at home. They're going to blow Chicago out, I think. New York at Dallas. No one cares about that game. And Miami at Green Bay. People care about that game, especially me. That's
sometime in April, Joseph. I think they start. Yeah, Basil. I can't deal with anybody from Duke. I don't like anybody from Duke. The Dukies. The Dukies.
You and your anti-Gook. Mike Krzyzewski is a classy. You ran a classy organization. So
I hate Duke. Only reason why I liked him one time is when he coached the Olympics and he pulled all the starters. That was his best. That's why I kind of turned out.
Pulled all the stars. Why they weren't playing well?
Yeah, he pulled all the stars in the Olympics. I was like, all right, okay, now you got now I like you because they were playing like crap.
That's good.
Yeah, I know. Classy. What do you mean by classy? Whiny, maybe.
Okay. All right.
Are any of you going to watch the? Are any of you going to watch the Unrivaled? Anybody going to watch Unrivaled?
No. 0. I may watch like the finals or something like that, or if there's a one-on-one. They were going to have a one-on-one competition. I am interested to see who wins that one-on-one competition. It's probably giving Nafisa Collier and Breanna Stewart, the 2 people who started the league, because they play defense and offense.
Right.
And they're the 2 best players. So they're probably both, and they both got good size, although Breanna Stewart. You'll watch YouTube. They make fun of the train wreck. Yeah,
Jay, I'm going on 21st January. Can't wait.
I will be doing videos by myself, it looks like. Rob doesn't want to do anything during vacation.
I don't think so. Not in Japan. Too much the time difference. Plus, I'll be chilling.
Right, and I might be going back to the DR in the middle of January because my friend's going to be there. So, and there's a couple chicas. Steaming mad? Is Gino steaming? Yeah, so we've talked about some good matchups coming up in women's basketball, if college basketball. So besides the one we just mentioned on Thanksgiving, on 12/12 is Notre Dame and UConn.
Yeah,
And last year, Hannah Hidalgo outplayed Paige. She was on fire. So they beat UConn last year. So I'm interested in seeing that game.
They crushed them.
Crushed it. They did. And at 12/5, Notre Dame's playing Texas, and LSU's playing Stanford at 12/5. And then on 12/21, USC's playing UConn. So UConn has two big games coming up. I didn't see any. I went through all the top-ranked teams. Those are the only matchups I saw that I thought were interesting in the next couple weeks. There's some other ones in January and February.
Did I tell you I got to coach on Stanford's floor during my when I coached AAU men's boys basketball? It was 15 and under. I got to coach. That's where we won a championship down in Palo Alto. That was kind of fun. Got to meet Jennifer Azzi. I had a crush on her. She was a good ball player. I like Jennifer Azzi.
Jennifer Azzi.
Yeah, I like her.
WNBA player?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what she looks like.
Well, who would you draft if number one in a new league? Oh, yeah, definitely Caitlin
Well,
Clark.
I mean, that's not even hard. I mean, you would draft Caitlin Clark for like 100 reasons.
Yeah.
Like, one, she's the best player. She's going to be the best player. And two, because she would draw the most players. That's not even. The question is, who would you draft number two? That's the question. Number one is there's no debate about that.
I'd take Collier, number two.
Yeah, she's hitting her prime, Rob. It's a good choice.
Yeah, I'd take Collier, number two. So who you got tonight in the Monday night game? You got the Charge, San Diego Superchargers.
We never did our picks this week. We forgot to do our picks again. We can do them for next week. We forgot to do our picks this week.
All right.
We picked Browns in an upset, so you would have been one up on me.
I definitely picked the Browns. That made my whole week now.
All right.
That was fun watching. You guys love watching that football game in the snow? That was so much fun.
I went to bed. I didn't watch it, and then I watched the highlights the next day. It was like 13 minutes with the highlights, and so the first 7 or 8 minutes, completely a field with no snow on it. Next thing you know, you're seeing a highlight, there's snow, and then I've seen the next highlight, and there's more snow. You haven't seen the next highlight, there's more snow. It was pretty cool.
Those are big ass flakes, man. Those flakes were big.
Right, it was pretty cool to watch how fast.
That was lake effect snow. Being from Rochester, that was definitely lake effect snow.
Yeah, I don't know. We supposedly got some flakes north of Philadelphia the other day. But it was cold out.
Yeah, the other day, it was. I thought we were going to get some.
Cold. Like, my body was not ready for it. It was not like I grew up in Western New York. You think, okay, you're used to it, you're ready for it. I was not ready for those.
I had a friend from North Dakota in San Francisco, and she's all like bundled up. I'm like, wait a minute, you're from freaking North Dakota. How can you say it's cold here?
First day of really cold weather. It was windy out. It was rainy out. It was nasty. It was cold. It was really a nasty day here in Philadelphia. I don't know what it's like every place else. We were like 37 and feels like 29 with the wind. You know, that type of thing.
In Taiwan actually gets a little cold there, like in the 40s. And then it snows up in the mountain, and everybody drives up to the mountains because they've never seen snow. But it gets kind of cold, and it's worse there because they don't have central heating. So you're in a building, essentially, you got to wear like heavy clothes. It's a tile floor, so it's freaking cold. We had to have a heater.
I went turkey shopping today. I ended up buying smoked turkey drumsticks, which I've never bought before. Last year I made.
Good. Yeah, that's what I bought. I bought the thighs. Yeah, they're good.
Last year, they didn't have smoked thighs, so I bought the drumsticks. Last year, I bought thighs and I cooked them from scratch in a crock pot, and it was really good. It wasn't even that hard to make, but I decided to try this. All I got to do is heat it up. It's already cooked. So.
Well, I'm gonna do a dry rub first, and I'll heat it up.
No, I got some rub, and
yeah,
I got gravy and dressing, and
I asked our meat guy. He says do a dry rub, and then the day ahead, and then put it in. I'm like, yeah, better than doing the other kind of the base
I
thing.
prefer moist.
Yeah, I like the dark meat. I know you like the dark meat, Mark. I know that.
Dark meat.
I know you do. It's all right.
I do. When I go, they have Chicken Monday at Acme, and I buy, I get 8 pieces of dark meat for it was like for $7.50.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
That's right.
The darker the chocolate, the richer the taste.
So I think Baltimore's going to win today, but the Chargers are a good team.
I just want the defense to do well. It's okay. I'm number one in my fantasy, so I don't care. I'm going to be.
I know that with all that yardage, Barkley's been going up. I bet you they're going to try to get the ball. Let's see what they got here tonight. Derrick Henry's going to want the ball tonight, Rob. He's going to want to.
They should give it to him. Freaking paid him all that money.
Well, I don't understand, because don't you want to save Lamar Jackson from getting injured and then not have him?
Exactly. That was the whole point of getting Henry. That was so stupid. In the first three games, they never even gave him the ball. It's like, what? So what was your point of getting him?
I have no idea. Michael Wilbon goes nuts every week about that and pardon the interruption. I agree with him. He's just like, what was the point? And he's playing well. He's got good yards per carry. And
he was leading the league for a while until like freaking till Saquon Barkley went off.
Barkley averaged like almost 10 yards a carry yesterday. He had like 300 yards overall, because he had like 45 yards on.
It was the Giants.
I think he had over 300 yards from scrimmage, but I think he had 45 yards in passing. Let me look. Let me look what that was, because they were saying his total yardage, and then he ran like a 60-yard touchdown. And let me just see what that was, because let me just see how many yards he had total yesterday.
Well, after this, actually, I'm okay with my fantasy. I'm in first place still. I'll be what might be? I think I'll be 8-3. I think I'll make the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah, where's my fantasy? Where am I?
Wait a minute. 26. I thought he had more than 146 yards from the ground yesterday. Is that right?
Huh.
That's not right.
He had 255 total yardage. I thought.
This is saying 146.
They're wrong. He had 255. I thought.
Am I in yesterday's game? No, this is Commanders. I got the wrong week. I'm in week 11. All right,
oh yeah, I'm gonna be 9-3. Yeah, baby. Let's see, 9-3. Let's see if my.
All right, let me see. Where is the game?
Oh damn.
Yeah, 255. Yeah, I know. I'm trying. Yeah, I think he had a 40. He might have had 301 yards. Let me just see.
So Michael Jordan had a 4.8 vertical. This player from Virginia Tech has 49 vertical.
Yeah, I don't think they ever officially measured Michael Jordan's vertical, but that's what it was listed as.
So this flash. I'm just watching the game here, Virginia Tech and Michigan.
So Barkley had 47 yards receiving, so that means he actually gained 302 yards from scrimmage.
That's just fake. That was a nice fake.
Wow. That's a day and a half. Yeah. Hey, Bobby, how many times are you going to write that fourth best player in the WNBA?
Keep on doing it, Bobby. Hey, boxing. What's up?
Boxing and Bulldogs. Is that right? Are they going to do it in the 22nd month? It doesn't. Are they going to announce it in the year 2022, which is 2 years ago? All right. Yeah, they were milking that. They should get Caitlin Clark money.
No, they're trying to promote the first game. One of the games is Breanna Stewart against who they play in the finals. Oh, Liberty one.
Nafisa Collier.
Oh yeah. They're trying to promote that. That's right, Bobby.
Right, Rob hasn't said it yet either. Why are you giving me a hard time, Bobby? Besides, I'm correct on this. She is not the best player in the league yet. So, yeah, I mean, I had one person say in a comment, she got player of the year her sophomore year too. She should have got player of the year 4 years in a row. And I don't buy that. I really don't. I think she made strides every year and she just kept getting better. Even though she didn't shoot as well her sophomore year, she passed better. And also the 3-point shot was moved back a little bit. So it threw her off a little bit. Yeah, because didn't they move the 3-point shot back in women's basketball in 2021? I think they moved it back. That's why she shot best her freshman year at 406.
I'm pissed that they put the 3-point shot in after I graduated.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
All right. Well, if you want to overrate people, you can. I don't get into overrating people. I get into like what's straightforward and what's honest. And I don't like underrate someone because I hate him, like LeBron haters. LeBron haters go, he wouldn't make my top 20. All right, well, you're an idiot. What do you want me to say? It's like, he's an idiot. Just because you hate LeBron doesn't mean he doesn't make your top 20. Something's wrong with my TV. It won't turn off. It's very weird.
Not like the old days, right? When the TV used to go off at 11 o'clock. You just have the fuzzy thing there, no matter when you turned it on.
I don't know. I'm an idiot too. I could do without you, Bayless. Mr.
Hey, Basil. Only I'm allowed to call him that, okay? When we disagree.
Strenlow with no-look passes. She does no-look passes. You know, I'm going to say this about no-look passes. Usually they're not really no-look passes. It's like the person turns their head after they actually looked. It looks better than it actually is.
Yeah, they kind of fake it. They see because they'll see the person, and it's like, I see you, Mark, and I'm like, I'll pass it to you.
I think it's a hot dog move. It's because people have peripheral vision. They can see on the side. They see the person, and they kind of like.
Freaking Jason Kidd's peripheral was supposed to be like this, so you could almost see behind him. He was awesome, Jason Kidd, his passing. I lucked out and got a chance to see him in high school. He could have came out of high school, but they didn't have that. You couldn't do that back then. He had to go 2 years to Cal. I don't know how he got into Cal. I'm sorry. He was not a bright person. I do not know how he got into Cal. Because...
Basil, I would call you a name back, but I don't want to be rude. I don't need a name calling. You can say my ideas are idiotic, but calling me an idiot's over the line. Mark Jackson had some great ones with the Knicks. Had some great what? No-look passes?
Yeah, Mark Jackson.
Yeah, I got it.
When is he going to be a coach again? Well, do you think he's blackballed since he left with the... Do you think he's got blackballed?
Yeah, I don't know why they fired him because they were winning, but he is stubborn. So I think that's a problem as a coach to be too stubborn.
I mean, I'm stubborn. I mean, I'm stubborn in my club, but I mean,
are you talking to me, Marcus? Or are you talking to? I think Hannah Hidalgo will play well in the WNBA. I think the height will be a slight detriment, but I think she will overcome it. I think she's that talented.
Yeah, she's used to it. I mean, I don't think it bothers her. The height doesn't.
It's going to hurt her a little bit more in the WNBA than it does in college because they're taller in the WNBA and they're more talented. So they're going to be exploit her they post her up and stuff like that. Although, quite honestly, the WNBA
they don't do that stuff.
Post moves.
No, they don't do that stuff. They don't run plays. They don't run post plays and mismatches like that.
But I think she'll be just fine in the WNBA. I don't think she'll be the best player in the league, but I think she's going to be an all-star when she gets in the WNBA.
She's going to lead the league. I guarantee she'll lead the league in steals. She'll lead the league in steals.
Oh yeah, no question. She's already in over 5 steals a game. It's a game, unbelievable.
I didn't know you were a Pacer fan.
Who's Eric the Great? Eric the Great. What a name.
I
Mr.
know, I like that name.
So the inventor of nylon in the diesel engine did not pass your Stone Ape pipe test. What is he talking about? I know Nikola Tesla is Tesla.
Pipe test.
Tesla. It's wait a minute. His name is pronounced. It's not Tesla, isn't it Tesla?
It's Tesla. Yeah, he was very smart guy.
Yeah, he had
Way ahead of his time.
He had this, and he was right about a lot of things, and he was right over.
I think he was building a time machine even.
Tesla. It's Tesla.
It's Tesla, yeah.
What does he have? He has. Yeah, it is Tesla. Yeah. Not a fan of WNBA anymore.
Yeah, I can see where you go. Yeah, I mean, I'm just a diehard Knicks fan, and luckily I think they,
Rob, what's the record now? They started out a little slow. They get.
I think they're 9-7. They play tonight. I think they're 9-7.
I'm surprised the Warriors are that good. The Warriors are playing like 12 players, Rob. It's very weird.
Yeah, he plays 12.
He plays 12 people. Like they have like more than like 10 minutes per game.
It's 9-7. So Denver, they're playing Denver tonight, 9-6 in Denver.
All right. So the Warriors are still only have one loss, 17-1. Thunder and Warriors are tied.
No, what about Cavaliers? Only have one loss.
That's what I said.
No,
I'm saying
Warriors.
they're tied in the West. I'm not looking at the overall league standings. I'm just looking at the East and the West. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I do with the NBA. I mean, they're going to tweak. Thank goodness. I hope they do it. Tweak the All-Star game because that's just a joke. Why even have the All-Star game? It's definitely unwatchable boxing. Although I can't watch. I don't even watch the All-Star game for NBA. What's with this cup they have too? Like the mid-season playoff cup. I mean, that was supposed to make it more exciting. I don't know. I don't understand that either.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, Staley didn't play one of her stars. We were talking about that in our video. I think we talked about that.
She played 3 minutes, Rob.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she did. You never know with coaches. Maybe she did something, this discipline thing. I don't know. I'm not into, being a coach, I know I've done some discipline things.
Supposedly, she commits some risky turnovers like Caitlin Clark does. But I don't know. Last year, I looked at her. She only played like 18 minutes a game last year. It wasn't like she was a lot of minutes last year. But she's only like playing like, I don't know, what was it? What did I look up? It was 7 or 10 minutes this year.
Yeah, I think so. They're trying to be like boxing. They're trying to be like the European soccer thing. Yeah, mid-season tournament.
I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. But let me look that up because I forget how to pronounce her name. But she's supposed to be a talented sophomore. Mick claims she's their best player, but Mick's full of crap. So, and I wish he'd stop clickbaiting too. He says Hannah Hidalgo is the best player in basketball. Then he says during the video that Paige Beckers is. Even that's not what his headline is. He goes, but she's the best, second best. But that's not what you put in your heading. It's just like quit it with the clickbaiting. It drives me crazy. The one guy. All right, so let's see. What was I looking up? Okay, I was looking up South Carolina.
Yeah, that's sad. They didn't question it. Yeah, they're so afraid. To question these coaches. Like, I mean, what you gonna do? Storm out on you?
Well,
my thing is, you know what I hate? I hate. I mean, with me, if they tell me they're gonna question me during the game, I'd be like, no, I'm not doing it. I wouldn't. I'm so focused on the game when I'm coaching. I don't want to sit there and have someone shove a mic in my face and so Rob.
Between quarters, like maybe at the end of the first half when you got an extra time. That's it.
No, I
So
mean,
her name is Malicia Fulwiley. She's a 5'10" sophomore guard. She played 3 minutes, and so far she's only averaged 17 minutes per game. And last year she averaged 18.4, and she's averaging 10.7 points.
Well, boxing, I'm going to put those 5 are good, but I'm going to put this one, like I said, my girl from Iowa State, Audie Crooks, only a sophomore. Keep an eye on her.
Yeah, Miles looked good, but let's see if she can keep it up. I mean, she had 4 or 5 for threes, but let's see if she can keep it up. All I know is the guards are dominating women's college basketball.
I know, right? I thought she's closer to. See, I don't think her and Gino are that close though.
You know what? All the 3 best coaches in women's basketball are all unlikable. Dawn Staley, Gino, and Kim Mulkey. They're all unlikable. But quite honestly, Staley and Gino are even more unlikable than Kim Mulkey.
I don't know, Basil. I think it's also a moneymaker this preseason with Everton. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to get the players to play more, but it doesn't make any difference. I mean, you got players. I don't want to play a back-to-back because I'm tired. Oh, really? You're tired.
Rob, I told you the solution. You got to just play 72 games. That way, it only costs them 5 home games, and it won't cost them anything in television rights because you still have the same number of games televised for the week. You still have the same number of games televised for the week. The season would be the same length. Each team's playing fewer games, so you won't lose barely any money. Just play 72 games.
No, Mark. They want it all. They want it
all.
All
you're going to miss is 5 home games, and you're not missing anything in television games.
That's 5 home games. That the Madison Square Garden could be sold out. That's 5 home games. It's
better than going to watch a game and paying money and the star's not playing. It's better to have them play all 72 games.
Yeah. LeBron says he's going to do that.
Well, LeBron wants to play all 82, but that doesn't mean it's easy. I think that these players are putting more pressure on their bodies because they're faster and bigger and stronger.
They get to fly compared to what other players used to play back in the day. They get to fly the games. They get their own planes. They get their pamper. They get massages. Oh, give me a break.
I understand. I just don't. I think the other players weren't putting as much abuse on their body because they weren't as athletic. They weren't as big and strong as fast. They weren't as mobile. And they weren't as.
Who wasn't as mobile? The older players weren't as mobile. What do you mean? Which one? What players do you mean wasn't mobile? You think Wilt Chamberlain wasn't that mobile?
Mulkey won a title with Alyssa Smith as their best player and a title with Angel Reese as their best player. Let that sink in. No, Mulkey's a great coach. That's not really the issue. Those 3 are all great coaches. The woman who retired from Stanford, what's her name, Rob?
Tara Vander Veer.
And also Pat Summitt. All 5 of them great coaches. But
Tara.
Those 3 are likable. Tara and the one from Stanford, I heard she's a little tough on her players, but she didn't have a public image of being an idiot like some of these other 3 sometimes do. And Pat Summitt, she could be a little, curt. Let's put it that way.
I know, Basil. I played in the flat bottom Converses. Don't tell me those guys don't have the movement of these young players nowadays, please.
Well, there has to be a reason why they're getting injured. Look how many injuries there was in the playoffs. There has to be a reason why. If you can come up with another reason other than you think they're wimpy, it's like in baseball. They didn't throw as hard in the 1900s, early 1900s they do now. That's why they were able to pitch complete games. They're not throwing as hard. You have to think about it. There has to be a reason.
Well, the reason, but you're comparing them to Dr. I mean, you're saying like they're getting hurt,
it's easy to say they're just a bunch of wimps and a bunch of babies, but I don't think it's that simple, Rob. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying. I didn't say that. I said you're saying that that the players nowadays are more athletic than the other ones. They're slow. They're not. Are you kidding me? Dr. J, slow.
No, but
slow.
no, but per person, not you're talking about a star. I'm talking about per person.
They had good ball players, even with the ones I just mentioned. They had good ball players. There's a lot of them.
No, I know, but you can't go by isolated extremists. You got to go by per person. Like the average player, I think, puts more pressure on their bodies when they're playing because they're bigger, faster, stronger.
Zion Williamson, the only player I think is Zion Williamson. He's the only example.
Sure. Even if he wasn't overweight, he still would be doing that.
He's the only example of that, Mark. He's the only example of that. Everybody else, they're supposed to be top fit, like you said. They train whatever, and these other.
I don't know, Rob.
You would think that
break down.
Yeah, but you would think their body's perfect.
I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't give them that thing. I don't give them that because they train more. They're bigger, quick. Supposedly, I don't think that. I'm looking at some of these skinny players coming in the league. I don't know about that. Yeah, I had the weapons. I had the weapons boxing. I had the pro kids. I still got. I should. Oh, let me break this out now. Oh my gosh! Now you got me talking about sneakers. Where's my pro kids?
Where did you go, Rob? Where did Rob go? Just disappeared.
Where's my pro kids? Where are my pro kids? I got my pro kids here. Here's my pro kids.
Load managing. What are you doing, Rob?
Let me get my sneakers, man. I got my sneakers.
You showing your Converse?
No, that was my Converse. I got my pro kids too. The pro kids, man. Back in the day. Look, back in the day.
Those are the ones you wore when you were like.
When I was in college. Yeah, I played college ball in these.
Those are 45 years old? Those sneakers?
No, of course not. I bought them. You can buy them.
Well, you said you wore them in college. I thought I said sure those are the same
not
ones.
These sneakers. Now who's the idiot? Okay, come on, man. Jesus Christ.
I thought maybe you saved them from your college days and just didn't wear them since then.
Yeah, and then I got the black Converse. See, I got matching shirts, black Converse, black shirt.
All right, Rob's got the sneakers. He's going to play Asia Wilson 1-on-1, and we're
not in these sneakers. I'm not going to play in these. I don't know how the hell I played in these.
She's 2 inches taller than you. She's probably 3.
That's what I'm saying. With you would think back in the day we'd have more injuries with this. We didn't have the support like this Nikes and.
How tall are you now, Rob?
6'2".
No, there's no way you're the same height as you were when you were younger.
No, I stopped at 6'2".
I'm sorry?
I stopped at 6'2".
Yeah, but you're not 6'2" still.
Yeah, I am. Why would I shrink?
Because everybody does.
So what am I, 6 foot now?
I bet you shrunk at least an inch.
I don't think so.
I shrunk about 1.5 inches.
I couldn't tell. No one would notice.
My brother was like 5 years older than me. He shrunk like 2 inches.
Yeah, make Asia wear those shoes the second half. She would sit out the second half. These kids are this Converse. Do you remember how much these cost? Back in the day, these sneakers cost $10 back in the day. You know how much they cost? I had to pay for these.
No, there was this one store in Rondequoit, and they had sneakers 2 for $5. Sneakers 2 for $5.
Guess how much these sneakers cost now, Mark? Just guess. These sneakers.
$100?
It's about 64, 60, 56.
I'm surprised you get them for that.
But I'm like, I have to pay $10 for these shoes.
I keep good posture. I still shrunk. Your bones settle.
Which pair has privilege? I like the Converse.
I don't think anybody doesn't shrink. I don't believe people. It doesn't. I don't know anybody that hasn't shrunk.
I like Converse. Converse is always my shoe, but I like pro. I played pro kids, college too. And now these are just dress shoes now. I got the matching. I got blue ones. I got the white. I got white, blue. Yeah, white, blue, and black. And I got the matching shirts like this. That's what I did. I saw. Oh my gosh! I saw online where you can. Do you remember the old basketball cards? You can get a T-shirt with the old basketball cards on it. I'm like, I'm gonna have to get one. I gotta find. I might get one. I'm gonna have to get one. Vadim, food managing. No, not yet. I'm gonna have some. What am I making tonight? Oh, I'm making soup rice. Make some soup rice. Ah, shoot! I forgot to do that. I forgot the chicken broth. Okay, I got some bouillon. So do you know the name was Converse? You know the name on it, Chuck Taylor. Do you know who Chuck Taylor was?
Chuck Taylor.
Yeah, do you know who he was? He was not a basketball player. He sold Converse out of his freaking trunk. So they put his name on their sneaker. He wasn't even a basketball player.
Is that how Converse became famous?
Yeah. Well, because he was going around selling them out of his freaking trunk.
What about Larry Johnson? Why is he saying Larry Johnson maybe? What is he responding to?
Get those sneakers to Springfield. Get those sneakers to Springfield. I've been to the Basketball Hall of Fame. I've seen. Do you remember Bob Lanier? Well, they have Shaq's shoe there, but Bob Lanier had the biggest feet. I think he had 22, size 22. These are only 14s. These are shoes are only 14. Oh yeah, I mean that's part of his sales pitch. He would say that it was like he was a player. He said he was a player, but he actually didn't play. It was part of his sales pitch, but he sold out of a freaking trunk, going around the country. I mean and then like you wouldn't even call him Converse, you would call him Chuck Taylors. You wouldn't even have to even call him Converse.
I remember that, but I didn't play basketball other than my 8th grade church team. I was on that, so I didn't really have Converse sneakers. I don't think I ever bought them. Do you really think the high tops give you more support in your ankles?
I did. I used to buy them, but I still turned my ankles. Didn't matter. I still turned my ankles.
It doesn't seem like they're sturdy enough to really make it much difference. They're just
you got to lace them up. Remember Kelvin Murphy played for the Rockets,
right?
He used to be at Niagara. I used to go to the basketball camp there, and he'd buy shoes bigger than his feet, but he put like freaking 6 or 7 pairs of socks he'd wear.
And then lace them up around the ankle.
No, you just tighten them up. That's all. You can't really lace them up unless you buy longer shoestrings. We just tighten them. Yeah, support's nothing. I mean, there's no support.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I thought it was. I don't know. Some people like the low tops. I always like the high tops because they look cool.
All right. Rob and his high tops. We need to see some film of Rob. You got any film, Rob, of you playing basketball?
Yeah. Actually, if you go to my Facebook, I played alumni game.
When?
What was it? 13 years ago. I just posted it. 13 years ago, I played alumni game at Nazareth.
I'm going to critique your defense, Rob.
Hey, I should have got the most valuable player. I scored. Let's see. I scored 4-7. I scored like freaking 7 points. I hit a 3-pointer.
You guys want? I'm going to put this on a link in tomorrow's video. Rob playing. Do you have anything when you were playing in college or high school?
No. They used to do it in high school. I remember they used to film our games in high school.
Who used to film them?
The radio station, WIRQ.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they did. No, they did radio. I think they just did radio.
Let me see.
Oh, nice. They just did release weapons again, picked up Larry Bird.
Who had the better college career, Rob or Stephen A? Stephen A played one game and averaged 1.5 points. So Rob must have done better than that.
Well, because they didn't have the 3-pointer, I averaged 3.5. And if they had the 3-pointer, I probably would have averaged 4 points a game.
We need to find out whether anyone's got any video of Rob playing in high school and college. So let's see. So Rob, there's video of Rob playing at your Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife filmed it. No, she filmed it. No, somebody else filmed it. I hit a 3-pointer. I made nice passes. This guy, he said, the guy, they asked me, one of the players asked me, what's the difference between the game, how the game is now and back then? I said, the court seems a lot longer now.
All right. Anyway.
I'd use and abuse Stephen A. He couldn't guard me, Stephen A.
Oh, I'd take you over Stephen A. any day.
Stephen A. He would just talk junk to me, and I'd just post him up. I'd ask him, what do you want, inside or outside, Stephen? And then I'd be talking junk to him. Who's guarding me? Who's guarding me? That's what I would talk junk over Stephen A. Normally I don't talk junk, but with Stephen A., because he talks so much trash, I would definitely.
I'd take Rob over Stephen A. I didn't even see Stephen A. play. I just know that he doesn't look that athletic to me. All right, so let's see. Let's go to Rob Glover. Hang on. You've got it posted on your Facebook?
Yeah, it's in there.
All right. Where am I going to find this, Rob? This basketball thing.
Freaking Hurley blew the game today with a technical. What an idiot. He lost the game for UConn in overtime. Getting a technical foul. Hurley. That was really stupid. That was a dumb technical foul.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really stupid.
So, Rob, where do I find this? Where do I find the film?
I'll send it. You have to look for it. I'll send it to you.
Is it under videos?
That's probably what it would be.
Oh, okay. Here's a basketball video.
Told you.
Let me just see. Let's see.
Told you. You thought I was kidding.
I don't know. Is this you or is this the NBA? And this is the Bulls.
That's me. No.
Rob playing on the Bulls?
No.
Kings of Flop. What about this one? 442. I didn't look yet. I don't know where it is, Rob. Why do you
saw Stephen A. play?
Why do you got pardon the interruption? Why do you have that from pardon the interruption? So I don't see it. Maybe it's under photos. You have to send it to me, Rob. I want to see you playing. I want to critique your defense.
Yeah, play 2-3.
Slide your feet and bend it. All right.
Yeah. What was it, 13 years ago? So what was I? Freaking 53 years old. I was the oldest person there. I graduated in 82. I was the oldest. The next closest person who was close to me was in 86.
I did watch the video of Bill Tobin. And I think Mel Kiper probably knows more than the postman of Bill Tobin. But, it is true that he didn't have any football background in the sense of ever being a general manager or coach. But at the same time, he did a lot of research. So he did watch a lot. I mean, if you're going to listen to someone's opinion, like Mel Kiper, at least you want to listen to somebody who is spending a lot of time watching and analyzing the players and not somebody who just grades them and doesn't really put much effort into it. I will say
Kiper's got great hair too.
Pardon me?
He's got great hair.
Yeah, well now he's finally thinning. God, he had a full head of hair so I will say that I think I get the impression he does put a lot of effort in watching film and studying and talking to other people about players and stuff like that. So I'll give him that. I give him credit for doing his research and doing his work. But that doesn't mean his opinion's worth anybody else's. You know, you get a lot of, you give a lot of opinions. Some of them are going to be wrong, except for mine. So that's it. I didn't think it was that funny. I think it was a little bit funny what he said about the postman.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah, it was funny, but
kind of funny. Yeah.
Bill Tobin just doesn't like being criticized. So Bill Tobin was considered a smart guy, though.
Yeah. Well, he's the owner of a team, so that's smart.
That's true. I mean, you have to rate him lower than someone who had the background that, say, Bill Tobin had. But, you know, if people could have all the experience and intelligence they want and knowledge they want, but if they're not objective and they have bad judgment, sometimes their opinions are bad. I mean, look at Stephen A. Smith. Some of his opinions are just awful.
Yeah, do we have to?
And Skip Bayless, same thing. Some of his opinions are just awful. And
they just throw that stuff out there and hope people.
Or like, okay, I'll give you for instance. I don't know who this guy is, but he was making a comment. I was looking at someone else's video, and they were talking about Caitlin Clark. I think it was after the USC Notre Dame game, and some Clark hater was there and said, these players are all better than Caitlin Clark. Right now, they're better than Caitlin Clark. Like, you know, Juju Watkins, Paige Becker, Hannah Hidalgo. They're all better than Caitlin Clark right now because Caitlin Clark plays no defense, which isn't true, but sucks. Anyways, so the guy goes, yeah, well, she averaged 1.5 steals, she was, 13th in steals and 17th in blocks. And he goes, you know as well as everybody else knows, the only reason that she got steals and blocks is because the refs were afraid to call a foul on her, and they allowed her to hack everybody else and never called a foul. So, like he could be the smartest guy in the world, but he's obviously he has no objectivity with Caitlin Clark. Like that was the dumbest comment ever. Yeah. And there was no truth to it whatsoever. He just made that up because Caitlin Clark got screwed over by the refs in 3/4 of the game. In the other games, she at best got average. She got fairness in her calls.
Yeah, really. Vadim, I think they do. At least, especially ESPN has some kind of agenda. I don't know what their agenda is, but it's definitely not for Caitlin Clark. It's in the like we had a video today. They were saying how they were making Juju Watkins the face of the NCAA women's basketball. What the? And then she gets freaking used and abused by Hidalgo. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
Unequivocally, she's the face of women's college basketball. That's what the announcer said.
Right.
I think it was the play-by-play announcer who was black, and then the color analyst looked black. She could have been something else, like mixed with something.
Mark, did you say colored? Did you say colored, Mark?
Yeah, she
colored.
I'm saying she had lighter skin than the color. The play-by-play person. I forget their names, but colored person. Yeah. My grandmother used to say that. Coloreds.
Colored.
Yeah, but she never said it in a bad way.
No. That's their era. That back in the day.
It's okay, it's a much better word than the other word.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, you're right, Vadim. That's what we're saying. She's
if you watch the video today, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I said in both yesterday's video and today's video. I said the same thing. She's slightly overrated, even though she's a major talent. And that's because they're dying for someone besides Caitlin Clark to be the face of women's basketball. And they want it to be a non-white person. And that's all there is to it. If you're going to make anyone the face, make Hannah Hidalgo, man. She was freaking, what a spark plug she was. I couldn't keep my eyes off her in that game. I wasn't even watching Juju Watkins by the end of the first quarter. I was only watching Hannah Hidalgo. Seriously. I went into the game just going to watch that matchup because I had only seen Hannah play once, and that was last year in the NCAA tournament. And I said, all right, well, let's see how they do against each other. She blew me away. So it should make her the face of women's college basketball. She's the most exciting player in women's college basketball. And that's usually ends up being the face of it. So quit with that Juju Watkins. That just drives me crazy. I feel sorry for her. They're trying to jam her down her throats. And she just, she seems like a pretty quiet woman. She just wants to play basketball, I think. She doesn't seem to have a big ego. Ana Hidalgo, though, she said some.
Sorry, gents. I had to go to the restroom. Sorry.
She said some things, Rob, that's going to get her in trouble in the WNBA. She apparently is very religious and considers, gay marriage a sin and all that kind of stuff. So
Who says that?
Ana Hidalgo. I saw this in a video. She's posted things like gay marriage is a sin. I don't know if she said being gay is a sin, but she said gay marriage is a sin.
Well, if she says
it's not
gay
going to go over well in the WNBA when you're 5'6" and you're driving to the basket and you're a black lesbian or just a lesbian. It's not going to go over well.
She says gay marriage is a sin, then she thinks gay is a sin. So
probably.
No, probably yes. She says it's gay marriage.
I think you can make that assumption, but I'm just giving you the exact quote that I got, and I didn't want to say she said that also.
I'm a chocolate chip man with the cookies. I'm a chocolate chip man.
Sugar cookies with icing, please. All right.
Mark, what were those cookies? There was that one bakery on Joseph Avenue, or maybe there's the cookies where they have the half and half. They're black.
We called them Chinese cookies, but that's what they were. They're marble cookies. So you can call them marble cookies.
Oh, they
were good. They were half good. Chocolate, half vanilla, and they were sugar cookies. Big ones, right? My mother used to buy them. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad used to buy them.
Sibley's or something like that.
Yeah. And it was on Joseph Avenue. It was the chocolate chip cookies and that. Oh my gosh.
They were the best sugar cookies I ever had in my life.
Jesus.
And except for maybe ones my grandmother used to make. So anyways, anyone said, I meant, Mark, you can have 1, 2. Your comment was also on point. You can have 1 on point and 2. I'm not sure what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Bobby. Exactly. Yeah, Basil. Well, I was a Baptist coaching Catholic kids when I was in San Francisco. St. Vincent de Paul. Can't get any more Catholic than that. And I remember one time I was coaching and I had to watch my language because the priest came down and sat next to me, sat down on the bench on the further end of the bench, and I'm like, okay, I can't say this.
I don't want to get too deeply into this, but for 95% of the people that are gay, it's genetic. The few percentages that aren't genetic is like some middle-aged woman who is tired of guys, and then she turned to women later in her life. It's not a choice for them. So to say it's a sin is silly when they're not choosing to do something. So that's all I want to say about being gay. I don't care what sexuality is, anybody is, and I don't think other people should either. That's it.
Who cares? Be who you want to be. Doesn't matter.
Be whatever you want to be.
As long as you treat me nice, I don't care who the hell you are. Like you said, we cater to aliens. So alien comes down, I'm not gonna shoot him like in the movie The Day the Earth was.
We should go back to that. They were the best talk show on the planet and the universe because we cater to people who don't care about skin color like Martians or green. We made that joke in the beginning. I thought it was funny, but I kind of dropped it because we used it enough times.
I got my Marvin the Martian T-shirt. I wore that. Classic Bugs Bunny, Marvin the Martian.
Yeah, there's actually proof of that they've shown that there's some genetic connection between being gay. You can look it up. I have a brother who's a biochemist, and I have another brother who's not a biochemist who's gay. And I can tell you that we have 6 people in our family, and it has nothing to do with the environment because we had the same environment. I mean, the same surroundings. And my eldest brother's gay. He was gay since he was born. You could tell he was gay I could tell he was gay when I was 7 and he was 12.
Yeah, I had a brother who was gay. And my niece switched. She was married. She's my niece. She has 2 kids. She was married. Now she's gay. So it's.
Bayless, are you serious that you didn't know that gay is not a choice? It's genetic. Just go research this. This is pretty well known, accepted by scientists that most people that are gay did not choose to be gay. It's even in the animal kingdom, and same thing. They didn't. It's just the way it is.
I miss San Francisco.
You really think someone wants to choose to be like looked down upon in society by being gay? They actually did that. Oh, I want to go have sex with someone the same sex as me, so people can hate me in our society.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild, Bobby. That's pretty cool. So I guess they could tell them apart. I guess they don't have to worry about who's who.
So what? I'm saying it in rare circumstances. Sometimes it's not that, but that doesn't prove anything. Why would people choose to want to be gay when they know society hates gays? That's just silly. It just logically it makes no sense.
Well, let's see.
I mean, seriously, like you do everything you can not to be gay, if knowing how society looks at gays.
Basil. Oh, Basil, you're funny.
Anyways, but I don't want to debate it with you. You can look up it online. And I'm telling you what the scientists believe and what they've studied. Things like in the brain, there's certain things in the brain that's connection. It makes a lot more sense than it's genetic than it's environmental.
I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. Anyway, who cares?
Anyways, that was in a video. They put one of the videos was is she homophobic, Hannah Hidalgo, because she made some comments about that. I'm just saying I would just keep it quiet if I was going into the WNBA as a 5'6" person. Yeah. I would not be putting down people that are gay.
And driving to the hoop. Don't think you're not going to get a little feeling there when you drive to the hoop.
Pedophiles are also genetic. They may be actually males, but they have not proven that. But there is some indication. Yes, there's a disconnect in their brain. Again, why would they want to be such monsters? I think some like let's take serial killers. You think it's just because these people had a rough life? There's millions of people that had rough lives that didn't end up being serial killers. So what's his name?
Bundy.
Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was 3 years old. No, I didn't say gays are monsters.
No, not gays.
I was talking about serial killers.
No, serial killers, not gays.
But pedophiles, people view them as monsters. And do you really? I'm doing criminal defense work. I'm sitting there talking to this kid, and he's 27 years old. He's never done anything wrong in his life in terms of, in real life outside of what he did with this. And yet he was looking at 11-year-old girls sticking things in them themselves. Somehow it's on film, but he's never touched a woman that he goes, I don't want to be attracted to girls, but he was. Why do you think you think he's an evil person? He's a nice guy. No, it's because there's something wrong in his brain. There's disconnect. It's just like Ted Bundy is 3 years old. His aunt wakes up and Ted Bundy placed knives around his aunt as she's sleeping. You don't think there's some brain disconnect with that guy at age 3? He's like 12 years old and he's digging holes and he puts stakes in the ground and then put leaves over so people run and run into this trap that he sets. He's 12 years old. How do you become that evil? He didn't have that bad upbringing. He really didn't have that bad upbringing. It really wasn't. It had much worse upbringings than that.
Well, I'm watching college basketball. You guys.
I didn't say she was homophobic. I'm saying that was the headline in a video I saw today. This woman did a video. She did two things, and it was the second part of her topic about her. I am saying that. I'm saying that there's a disconnect in the brain in terms of being gay, in terms of being, I can't prove the last two, in terms of being a pedophile, in terms of being like a serial killer or just a really evil person in terms of their behavior. there's something wrong with them mentally, and they don't seem to know right from wrong. They don't seem to have guilt, and the brain's very complicated, and that's how they turn out. They don't just turn out that way because they had bad upbringings. That magnifies the disconnect that exists already in them.
So do you think that? So you think that the reason why Sides is a bad coach is because Jesus? Is that why she's a bad coach?
I believe bisexuality is genetic then, because I believe the gay gene takes over in terms of why they have sex with someone of the same sex. I'm saying the only exception I see is usually in women who start out straight, and then they think men are all assholes, and then like when they're 40 years old, they go, "I'm going to have a relationship with a woman." Men are all assholes.
You're right, Bobby. She's genetically a bad coach.
Right.
You're correct.
And there's like celebrities like that. You see that they were straight. Oh,
you see, do you guys see that Witherspoon's going to be coaching in the 3-on-3 league? That's kind of whacked. That's pretty crazy.
I can't tell you how much that bothers me that they hired her.
Yeah,
it bothers Rob even more. He hates her even more than I do, because you were a coach and you felt it more than I did.
Well, not just coach. I mean, just I don't know, person. I mean,
no, I know, but you related to that even more so because you were a basketball coach and I wasn't. Yeah. That she was a bad person and a bad coach, and it was an embarrassment. And I can see why she bothers you so much, because she bothers me just about almost as much. I think it bothers you a little bit more, which is good.
I would never. I mean, as a person, I would never think that. I would never have my player go out and physically hurt someone. For what reason? What reason was behind that? Of me doing that? What is it? What do I get out of that? Hurting another person for no reason? Just because you think she thinks she's better than everybody. So I'm gonna send a hit person out and get her. That's really stupid.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with anything you say, Rob.
It's like what is your thing?
Something wrong with that person should never.
You should be coaching. You should be coaching basketball. What does this person have? What did this person do to you?
I hope she doesn't have kids either, Rob, because she shouldn't be around people. She's just an evil person. That
still bugs the hell out of me.
I was surprised at how bad she was as a person and as a coach, in terms of how her relationship between her as a person and as a coach. She just seemed evil to me.
Like I said, she would have sat. Carter would have sat. She would not have played the rest of the game. And maybe I would. If the league didn't suspend her, I would have suspended her. Because that's not. No, that's a reflect. Like you said, now. That's a reflection on your coaching. So what you're saying is that you're allowing that. Okay, it's cool for you. This is what I teach my players. So that's a reflection on you as a person. So I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want somebody to think that I send players out to hurt someone physically for no reason. Pretty crazy.
No. I don't know what to say. It's just they hired her for the Unrivaled League, knowing how bad a coach she was, and that just shows you the poor judgment. This is a different league, but it's run by some of the same people.
Right. And you can find another coach.
You would think the sponsors would say, "Hey, didn't you see how she, was in Chicago? Why are you hiring her as a coach?" You would think if I was an investor, I would try to find a way to veto her being hired as a coach. Seriously. They have like 10, 12 investors.
You want to promote a positive. You're in a new league, and you want to promote a positive attitude, right? So, I'm going to hire someone who's.
Yeah, as soon as I saw she was hired, I said, "This is a problem. It's a problem for the league. It's a new league. You'd think they'd want a fresh start and get away from the drama and the scum of the WNBA, but no, they hired one of the scumbags from the WNBA. I was shocked.
So that just brings right there. It just brings your product right down. Like, oh.
I almost wanted to do a video on it, but I just like, whatever. I don't feel like talking about her for 8 minutes.
No, I don't want to give her any kind of play, whatever, because she whines. She kind of knew that it was coming. She could see the writing on the wall. But, well, no kidding. And then you have a big during the interview. There's a big brouhaha in the locker room. So it's like, huh?
Right. I believe it.
She's a big promoter of diversity of women. Yes, she is. But I mean, that's that's so weird with women. So they go around, they want to suppose they want to support diversity and women. Yeah, I'm for our women. I'm for this white. We want to fight for our rights. But then but then in the next instant, they'll be talking about each other. Oh, who she thinks she is? She thinks she's so good. Look at her. So to me, they contradict themselves. Women, they want this big promotion, want to promote themselves, but then they're like, oh, they stab each other in the back real quick. Mean Girls thing. It's, like I said, look at the WNBA. How strange! That's really strange. How you wouldn't promote Caitlin Clark. It's like I didn't know she was going to be this big. Where were you? What are you watching?
Here, okay. Here's something. Okay.
Yeah, she promotes women, but what type of women? Yeah, you're right, Vadim. Diversity, as long as it's diverse in the direction they like. Exactly. That's perfect. Exactly, is what they like. So if you like mustard on your hot dogs, anybody if you do ketchup, what are you doing putting ketchup on a hot dog? Come on, man. What's wrong with you?
Research has shown that sexual orientation is likely caused partly by biological factors that start before birth.
Mark, let's not talk about this anymore. Yeah, you're right, Bobby. These self-proclaimed feminists support men competing against women and other ideas. Well, no, they don't like. Well, they have. I know that my friend coaches. There's this mixed league with girls and boys now in basketball. They have mixed. They coach. They're both together. So I'm like, for me, I don't think I like that. I want to keep it separate because they're different. I'd rather have it separate, girls and boys basketball. I don't want to put them together on the same court. I mean,
you're talking about transgender now, Rob?
No, it's not transgender. I'm talking about my friend. They have these young leagues where they put boys and girls together on a team.
At what age?
Well, like young age. It's a young age, probably like maybe 7 or 8, and they're playing together. When you can't separate them? You mean you don't have enough? I don't know. That to me, that's
usually, I know, and so they do that in some soccer and basketball because there's not enough girls to have a league, but they still want girls to be allowed to play. And the boys that really haven't gotten that much stronger yet than the girls, they allow that to happen. Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about that, but it's sometimes just out of necessity because there's not enough girls. Otherwise, they would.
Yeah, but I think they have a league where it's like, I'm like, what? No, it's just separate. It's okay.
Diversity, as long as you are diverse in directions they like. Exactly. That one guy, he's very conservative. What was his name? That video I get. What was his name? Oh gosh.
Not Rush Limbaugh.
What?
Not Rush Limbaugh.
No. He's not anything like that. He's not a disgusting person like that. No, he was the video I say he's more like a younger guy, but yet he's anyways, he made a good point that he said they want diversity except when it involves them. Caitlin Clark's diverse for the league. She's white and she's straight. They don't want to accept her diversity. She's
I'm gay.
What was that?
It's my wife being obnoxious.
Oh, Uh-oh. She wanted your attention, and she knew you were doing a live show. Is that what it is? And she still was.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll give her attention. Yeah.
I don't want to
It's my Pookie. No, it's my Pookie. No, she's Chinese. They know karate. They all know kung fu. So I can't.
She's big enough to handle Robbie with the kung fu, Rob.
She's 4'11".
If she starts throwing those stars at you with poison in them, that's called kung fu, whatever those things are called. That might be a problem.
Oh, Wing Cheng, you think your kung fu is better than mine? I can defeat you.
Maybe she's proficient at nunchucks, Rob. That'd be
those movies are awesome, Mark. I'm telling you. I don't know if you did. We used to
Bruce Lee. I've seen all Bruce Lee movies.
Well, Saturdays we used to go down, walk down there, the RKO theater down there near the plaza, and watch the kung fu movies. Those are great. Yeah, you're right, Bobby. Too heavy.
Right. So they don't want diversity in their league, which is very interesting to me because they complain that there's not enough diversity in society and that society doesn't accept diversity because when they're in the minority, they want that. But when they're in the majority, they don't want the diversity. That was his point that he made.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was a good point. And I'm trying to remember what this guy's name. I'll have to think about what his name is. But,
yes, Bobby, I will. No, I'm too tired. I'm still, the Novocaine's still wearing off of my tooth here. And they had the freaking dentist drilling deep. She had to give me like 5 or 6 shots.
The Novocaine's still there for 12 hours later? Didn't you do it this morning or did you do it this afternoon?
This afternoon. It's gone. No, it's gone. Actually gone, but
yeah.
She had to put like 5 or 6, 7 shots in. Oh, does this hurt? Yes. Raise your hand when it hurts. Yes. Freaking hurts. Put some more Novocaine in there.
Okay, so why is Basil saying don't like Rush? Don't like Rush. What, the band, the rock band, or
no, Limbo? We said Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, Limbaugh. I don't.
No, I don't either. I didn't.
No, he was too far. He went too far.
You know what? No, that's another thing. No, these guys, because these guys are fake. He was fake.
Oh, I know he was. He just always said the opposite of whatever.
Yeah,
he wasn't being honest with his opinion.
He was doing it for
And then he said these people are doing over-the-counter drugs and stuff like that. She was put in jail, and then he was doing them, and he goes, "Oh, I guess I want probation." He's such a hypocrite.
The dude was on Family Guy.
Yeah, he said that.
He was on Family Guy.
He was saying,
so bad.
People are doing
like that.
Drugs without prescription, blah, blah, blah. They should all be. And then he did the same thing you talked about, and he got arrested.
He was a Family Guy.
I deserve probation. I'm a Family Guy. Yeah, he wasn't. He was never being honest because he was always just taking the extreme view and the other point. Yeah. That's because what his listeners wanted to hear.
Well, I mean, that's what most everybody does. Like Stephen A. I mean, that's his gig. You know, everybody's, you know, Mel Kiper, all those guys. They have to get that gig. Yeah, exactly. Boxing. They're both fake. I mean, that's their gig. They get a rise, and then people.
Yeah, I'm not into fake commentators. With me, you get whatever you get from me is honest. I'll tell you.
Yeah, with me, it's real. I'm real. I mean,
obviously, Basil doesn't. Whatever his name is, Basil. You got to get a new name. You can make him Basil.
Why are you trying to change his name? Why? See, you're trying to change people's names.
Because it's too hard to pronounce. Basil Ifalati or whatever. What is it? It's too hard to pronounce.
It's Basil Fawlty, like Faulty Towers. Great thing. Basil Fawlty. It was like
Faulty with a W instead of a U.
There's no U. It's Faulty Towers.
I just call him oregano, like basil. Oregano.
Faulty Towers is great. That was great. If you watched the BBC.
He just likes to disagree. He doesn't realize it, but he does. And then he thinks of
it. That's right, Basil.
That's correct. It's not my problem.
Yeah, I hope they don't keep Smith on the protected list. I don't know. Do you think they're going to keep her on the protected list?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't they?
I don't know.
You can't just let someone like that go and not get anything for her. if you keep her after the draft is over, you trade her and then sign Sadhu Sabalia.
Well, she doesn't want to leave. But I mean, they should have signed those players that they did during the year that the other teams did. If they said one of those players, they probably would have gone further.
Justice Sims played well after she got signed.
Yeah,
I know. Why should I not say Mark? You can't pronounce my name. Well, what can I say? We got to spell it right. Faulty is with a U.
No, that's not true.
A fault. F-A-L-U-T.
No,
Basil Faulty. So you got to get a
they love
simple name. Get a simple name like Jay, Bobby, you, Rob, Mark.
Anybody call you Marcus?
No, my name is Marcus, not Marcus. Marcus is a different name.
Okay.
People that are called Marcus don't like to be called Mark.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's
hey, Bobby?
Yeah.
Southern Bobby. Oh, like who's the guy that writes the books? Oh shoot, that has the movies all the time. The lawyer, he writes all these books, and they become John Gilman, John Grissom. I think his name's John Grissom, yeah. The lawyer, he's a Southern lawyer, writes all those Southern books.
Basil Faulty thinks just because he hasn't convinced me to change my opinion on the things that he's wrong about, that I think I'm always right. He just always thinks it.
Yeah, Jay, I don't know if anyone will give Fever anything substantial for Smith. I don't know if they trade her. I don't know what they would get, trade back. They trade
something. Even if it's a draft pick, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
You never know what a draft pick's going to turn into. You know, especially with the talent that's coming out nowadays, Rob. We just talked about how much talent there is in the college basketball right now.
Yeah, Grissom. Thanks, Basil. Yeah, Grissom. I like his books, and I like how they make his movies. Yeah, Grissom. Thanks, Basil.
Yeah.
Basil Faulty. See, I can read it. Basil Faulty.
Yeah.
What's the 241 though? Is that your area code? Let's see. You said you were from Indiana. Maybe is that Indiana area code? Let me see. 241 area code. Let's see.
Those Lake Grissom. Yeah, I've heard of him, and I know he made movies. I just don't know which movies are ones that he wrote. Do you have like a list of it? Let me look it up.
Oh, there's a whole list. There's and Tom Cruise has played in it.
What's his first name? What's Grissom's first?
John.
Tom? All right. Let me look that up. List of Tom.
Matt Damon and Tom Cruise have played in his movies.
Grissom books made into movies.
Oh wow, really? That's wild, Basil. Oh, The Firm, yeah, The Firm, really good one. With
okay, list of Grissom books that have been made into movies. The Firm.
Yeah, The Firm is good.
Time to Kill, Christmas with Cranks, The Pelican Brief. Yeah, that was good. Runaway Jury, The Chamber. He likes law movies.
Yeah,
The Rainmaker, The Client, A Painted House, The Innocent Man, Mickey, and The Street Lawyer. He must have a law background, does he?
Yeah,
that's a lot of law movies.
Yeah, he does. I think
so. That's 4-8.
Yeah, Pelican Brief is good.
13 movies that were made. His books were made into movies.
Yeah, almost every time he writes a book, it's made into a movie. A Time to Kill, yeah.
The
Boxing,
Gingerbread Man,
Time to Kill,
and The Street Lawyer. That's
Time
13 movies. Wow.
Yeah, Time to Kill is good. Okay, he is a lawyer. See, Mark, you're in the wrong business. You got to start writing some books.
All right, maybe Basil can help me.
I don't think he's going to help you.
Lawyer? Is he a lawyer? Okay.
Yeah, he is. Southern lawyer. I think Louisiana.
My favorite law
Louisiana.
movie was actually True Believer with what's his name? I can picture him.
Yeah, very rich lawyer.
He probably makes way more money as an author.
I know. He's author and movies. He's all set for life. Yeah, and Justice for All. And Justice for All. He wrote that one?
I know it didn't list it, but he
I
might
don't
have.
think so. I don't think
James,
so.
he's James Wood and Robert Downey Jr. in True Believer from 1989.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. Oh my gosh, Robert Downey Jr.
It was a young Robert Downey Jr. But James Wood was great in that movie.
Yeah.
Even though he can be a jerk sometimes in real life, from what I understand. Al Pacino in Justice for All is another great law movie.
Yeah.
I love the scene. You're out of order. This whole courtroom.
Oh, it's good. Oh, best law movie. Yeah. Mark, what movie would you be? What movie would you write as a lawyer if you wrote? What kind of movie would you write?
I try to write about Rob Glover's life because I think you have an interesting life.
It'd be a very short book then.
No,
actually, I do. Actually, I do. I've thought about that in my life. There's a lot of things I thought about it, but I'm too lazy to do it. Some people, I thought about it. If someone wrote it for me.
You're lazy. You want me to write it for you, Rob?
Yeah, if someone wrote it for me, I'd do it.
Is there enough around people? I got to interview people from your childhood then.
They're still alive.
My Cousin Vinny is a good movie. That's more of a comedy.
Hey, man, it had Herman Munster in it, man. And Herman Munster, he was the judge. Fred Gwynn. He had Fred Gwynn as the lawyer. That was all.
Presumed Innocent is a good movie. Is a good movie too. Yeah, I like. There's also the movie from 1958 about the 12 jurors. What is that?
That's the 12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men. That is a fantastic movie.
Well, it was a play first, and then they made it into a movie.
Right. 12 Angry Men, from some real standout performances. Yeah.
All the actors in there. All the good actors in there. Henry Fonda, they had Henry Fonda, the main one, but there's a lot of good actors in that one.
It's a great movie.
Angry Men.
Trying to think what other law movies I liked. I have trouble with TV shows that are law TV shows because
you don't like Law and Order. Do you like Law and Order?
The courtroom scenes aren't realistic, Rob. So it bothers you as a lawyer. It doesn't bother you if you don't know.
How about Perry Mason?
I never watched that.
I always watch it. I love Perry Mason.
I liked. There was one law show I did like. I watched for a while. Well, James Wood did one, but that didn't last very long. What was it called? Yeah. See, the problem is they do these courtroom scenes, and the person doing the cross-examination or even on direct starts testifying in his questioning.
You can't do that. No.
You can't. Yeah, you can't. If a fact's already in evidence, you can put that in your question. That's different.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't introduce a fact into your question or draw a conclusion as part of your question and then ask the question saying something's factual when it isn't. It's got to be in evidence. And they do that sometimes, and they lead the person on and stuff like that. It's hard to watch.
That's why I like Perry Mason. You probably like Perry Mason, man. That's what he's good. He's good.
Like Matlock used to pull something out of his pocket.
Yeah, man.
Hasn't been offered into evidence yet, and the guy would just crumble. So it's just like, well, you can't do that. You got to show it to the other. You got to show it to the other side first and see if you got to lay a foundation to put this piece of evidence in. You can't just pull a piece of evidence out of your pocket and start talking about it and stuff like that.
Primal Fear. That was a good one. Primal Fear.
That was Ed Norton, where he completely fooled the lawyer, right?
Yeah. What about? Oh no! How about Unusual Suspects?
Unusual
I mean,
Suspect.
it's not a law movie, but Unusual Suspects because you didn't
Trying
know
to
to the end.
remember. Well, I thought we were talking about law movies, but trying to remember other law movies that I liked. The Lincoln Lawyer, that was pretty good. Was it called Lincoln Lawyer?
Yeah, with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I thought he
He did a good job. He did a really good job in that one.
did. I thought he was good in the movie. That's I liked his performance.
Oh, let me charge put my phone in. Going down. Check my new phone.
Marissa Tomei was in that too. It has a 7.3 rating. Oh, you know what? I should do a little search. To Kill a Mockingbird is a great movie. And that was more a realistic court scene. That the room scene in that movie is more realistic than most law movies. Kill a Mockingbird, Rob.
Oh, that's a classic. Yes,
And
we had to read that book in high
I
school.
mentioned My Cousin Vinny already. That was actually pretty good. There's some of the law stuff in My Cousin Vinny, even though it was a comedy, was actually good lawyering.
With the tires, right? When she introduced the tires.
Yeah, some of that was good lawyering, even though it was a comedy. It wasn't all bad lawyering.
I just like Fred Gwynn as the judge.
He was
Herman
good.
Munster. Herman Munster.
Way overrated. I don't know if it's way overrated. I think it was a great movie. Gregory Peck was so good in that movie.
Yeah, I mean the book was good, and
let me see. I bet you IMDb has a list of the highest rated law movies of all time that we're not even thinking of. I bet you if I just Google it, it'll come up.
Come on.
Let's see what we got here, Rob. Let's see what comes up. Oh, this is according to the American Bar Association. This is interesting. To Kill a Mockingbird was rated #1 according to the Bar Association. Just so.
Read well, Bobby Hughes asking you a question.
He's asking me a question.
Yeah.
Marcus. My name's Mark, by the way. It's not Marcus.
He's messy. He loves messing. You're so easy, Mark. You're too easy.
Well, it doesn't really bother Marcus. I know people that are named Marcus that get bothered when you call him Mark, but because that's
he does that to Bobby, and it does. So that's why he does that.
I'll call him Rob. Okay, Robbie, you. It doesn't really bother me. That's not my name. I've heard that a jury can totally disregard a judge's instructions and find a man innocent. Okay, there's a lot to that question. Okay. He's not supposed to disregard a judge's instructions. So no, that's not true. He can't totally disregard a judge's instructions, but he can he doesn't find someone innocent. Actually, he finds someone not guilty. In the American system, you don't find someone innocent. In certain European countries, they have a guilty, a not guilty, and an innocent.
That's right, Bobby. Yeah, wait till April. Yeah, wait till April. You're gonna be on him like white on rice, right, Bobby?
And so
I got your Caitlin Clark.
In criminal law, you are found not guilty, which means there's not enough evidence to find you guilty. You never found innocent in the United States. It's not true in certain European countries where they have a guilty, a not guilty, and an innocent. It's the reason they do that is because it's really difficult to prove that you're innocent. It's not really important. All that's important is you didn't get convicted. And so, anyways, it's hard to prove innocence.
But even if you're proven not guilty, doesn't mean you're innocent, right?
defense lawyer has to follow the judge's instructions too, but the defense lawyer doesn't have a vote on who's guilty or not. So I'm not sure I understand the question. So everyone's supposed to follow the judge's instructions. O.J. Simpson was guilty as hell and should have been found guilty by the jury.
He had horrible. I love.
It didn't matter whether it was poorly tried. It was poorly tried by the prosecutor. It didn't matter. There was plenty of evidence to convict him. It was overwhelming. There's no question in my mind that he killed those two people.
Who's the comedian? The famous comedian. He said he met him.
That was a travesty that they found him not guilty. Because when the channel girls got were Basil Salties.
Yeah.
I saw the People versus OJ.
He does have a big head, though. I've seen him live. I've seen him live. His head is big.
Who's that? OJ?
Yeah. He had a big.
He did have
his helmet.
His head got small.
Because then we tried to put the head thing on.
Best of comment. They framed a guilty man.
No, the best is if it doesn't fit, you must have quit. I mean, Johnny Cochran had all those little.
That was the stupidest idea was to put that. See, Rob and I grew up in Rochester, New York. We knew that gloves shrink, so I knew it was a dumb idea to put those gloves on.
I said, I'm going. You
I knew that was
fools.
a stupid idea.
He was smart.
Gloves shrink after they drive. So
yes, it was good. He told him to put it. See.
They only wish Bobby. My comments bring good juju to the show. They only wish. What is it? Oh, they only wish Bobby means.
He's saying that he's going to bring more Bezos, and then Bezos saying they only wish Bobby. My comments bring good juju to the show. Yeah, you're right, Basil. We like your comments in the when you watch the videos too. Both you guys, and most of you guys who are in here, you make comments in our videos too. We need that protagonist. Everybody needs.
I like comments when they're honest comments and not ones that are just trying to disagree for the sake of disagreeing. And that's
you see those ones, the ones we talked about today, the ones that just like flat out.
I think Basil does that sometimes, and that's why he doesn't like me, because I point out to him that he's a contrarian, and I don't believe he actually disagrees as much as he says he does.
He likes you. He likes you. He wouldn't be here.
He just tries to find things to disagree on, and I don't buy his arguments, and then he gets mad at me.
No, but you're so easy to trigger, though, Mark. You're too easy. You're way too easy.
I don't like it when people aren't logical. It bothers me.
Well, that's why I said you're too easy to trigger. You're so easy. It's like
logical. Anyways, the 25 highest rated movies according to the Bar Association has To Kill a Mockingbird on top, 12 Angry Men, My Cousin Vinny third, Anatomy of Murder. Oh, that's a 1959 one. If you ever seen, that's a good movie. Inherit the Wind. I've never even seen that one. Oh, this has to do with Darwin's theory of evolution. Wow, I never saw that one.
Oh, God, you guys are too funny.
Witness for the prosecution.
You guys are great. I'm glad I have some Mondays off.
So what happened to Top Gun? What happened to Top Gun? He hasn't been around lately.
Sucked.
Huh?
Top Gun sucked.
Top Gun sucks?
Yeah.
You don't like Top Gun?
I didn't say I didn't like it. It's like top. It's not top 10. Not even close.
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about Top Gun, our listener.
Oh, Top Gun. Oh,
yeah, Top Gun.
Element Gold. Where'd you come from?
Element Gold. It's illogical to assume everyone will be logical. Well, I don't think they'll be logical. I just bother me when they're not. Because if you're going to have a debate about something and they're not being logical,
Mark is the descendant from Spock. He's from Spock on Star Trek. It was very logical. That's where he bases his logic on. Yes, genetic.
Like this guy, this one guy, his name is Ralph Kitchum or something like that. And
yeah, that guy, yeah.
And he keeps saying, You guys just don't get it. You don't know what you're talking about. It's all because of ideology. I go, yeah, but it has to be, the ideology has to be triggered by something. The ideology is not causing the problem. It's the fact that their ideology is triggered by all the 5 reasons that were given. So they're all related.
You guys are using these big words. I can't, I'm from the ghetto. HH, don't be contrarian. It sounds like you have a disease. Excuse me, you have contrarian. I'm so sorry.
Rob, you went to Irondequoit. You outgrew the ghetto stuff. And you went to Nazareth College. So
yeah, that nice Catholic school. A Baptist, a Baptist in a Catholic school. That was fun. Yeah, he is. That's why. All right. We joke because we love.
Oh, so. Anyways, what kind of video you want to do tomorrow, Rob? Do we have to do one on the six people they saved?
Let's do one on Basil.
Let's do one on Basil.
No.
I have a hard time comprehending these comments. That's not true, but it's okay. I can comprehend any, as long as you make a logical argument with facts. Like, you guys are wrong.
It's just a fact, Jack.
There was that one guy who I just finally disbarred him, but he was so bad. It's just like, and the one guy said that if Caitlin Clark was in the Olympic team, she would have been a do not play in the finals. She wouldn't have played at all. A game that they struggled because they had no point guard. I go, okay, whatever. And then he told us we didn't know what we were talking about.
Oh my God, Faulty Towers! It's too.
Maybe on Faulty Towers, that would be hilarious.
Oh God,
it's Faulty Towers. Anyways,
you gotta look it up, Mark. It was very funny. That and
Faulty Towers, a movie or a book, or what is it?
No, it was a BBC series.
What was it about?
It's about in fact, John Cleese was the head guy of this like hotel called Faulty Towers.
I don't think Melissa Smith will be on the team next year.
I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. She's gonna be gone. She gone.
And I think next year, Caitlin Clark will be the best player in the league by the end of the year. Right now, she's 4th.
Not second, not third, not 4th.
First, by the end of the year. If she listens to, or maybe one of the assistant coaches that Stephanie White hires, if she listens to them about improving her defense and she chills a little bit on some of her passes that she forces.
And I don't think Stephanie White's going to let her talk to the referees.
Yeah, I know you guys think she's the best player right now. I just don't happen to agree. Neither does Rob. And I think it's for the 2 reasons that I gave. Yeah, but she will. And I think she can shoot better too, but that'll happen too with a better coach. Look at, if she had Stephanie White this year as a coach, she might have been the best player in the league by the end of the year. She might have been with a different coach. But the bottom line is she didn't. And that hindered her development. Mm-hmm. And that's not her fault. That's Christy's fault. That's why Christy Side's fault had to go. Not first, not second, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. Should be first. In fact, Bobby, you keep quoting Robin, whatever his name is, Lundberg, and he has not said that Caitlin Clark is the best player in the league. He has said that he thinks she will be next year sometime, just like I did. He said the exact same thing I did. The best player does not always have the best season, Mark.
That doesn't make sense to me, Basil.
Well, I can understand that argument because she was a rookie and she got better throughout the year at a greater rate than someone else would. So I get that part of the argument, but I still think even at the end of the year, she still wasn't the best player in the league. I think she went from a top 25 player in the league to number 4 by the end of the year. That's what I think she went.
Hey, I coach middle school. Maybe I should.
Yeah, I wasn't convinced that Barkley deserved the MVP that year. I think Jordan should have won 9 MVPs instead of 5. And I think Barkley did not deserve it. Magic didn't deserve it a year that Jordan won it. Definitely Karl Malone did not deserve it the year that Jordan won it. I mean, the Bulls won 69 games that year. And I think Jordan should have had 9 MVPs and not 5. So I just didn't agree with those. If you want my opinion.
No, you're good.
The last time Jordan shouldn't have won an MVP was for year 3.
I know. I'm messing with your boxing. I actually did pretty good. I think I only had one losing season when I coached middle school, boys and girls.
One losing season, Rob. How dare you have a losing season?
I know. Well, they put us in the wrong division.
Hey, if you want to donate or contribute to our channel, there's super chats and super thanks down below, and there's link to PayPal's at the bottom of some of our videos. How many seasons did you coach, Rob?
I coached 13 years.
So 12 out of 13.
I only had one losing season.
Rob was a good coach.
Most of my we made the playoffs, and most of them won championships. Boys and championships.
No, Rob, I'm sorry I can't get you a job with Stephanie White, but you would probably enjoy working under Stephanie White as a defensive specialist.
Totally.
On the team. You wouldn't like working for Christy Sides because you'd like be banging your head against the wall. Like this woman doesn't know what she's doing.
No,
your head would be smashed in at the end of the year because you'd be like.
Well, in CYO, Basil, they put there's certain levels. There's an A, B, C, and D level. Even so it's eighth grade basketball. So you have 8th grade basketball, maybe 6th or 7th grade basketball. But there's different levels of teams. You got really teams that are really good, and B you can't put a team that's in a D against some of the players in some other team. So we didn't win our division the year before. We didn't win our division. So, but then my stupid AD moved us up higher to a harder division, and we won like maybe 2 games, and even though the person who did is like, well, why did he do that? He should have dropped you down to where you should have been. I'm like, yeah, he should have. And then when I left for Taiwan, it was the last year, my 13th, I left for Taiwan that year. And then they put them in the right division, and the guys, it was like, I felt like Mark Jackson. Then the guys won the championship. When I wasn't there, we played up in Tahoe. We used to play teams up in Tahoe. And then they won that league up there too, and I left. So I was like, okay, I left them a team, left the guy the team. He said, yeah, go out there and play. Oh my gosh, it's almost time for the football game. Da, 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 da.
It is time for us to say goodbye.
San Diego Superchargers, San Diego.
I'm gonna watch the game. I'm gonna have my dessert I didn't have yet, and I'm gonna watch the game.
I'm gonna eat dinner.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the whole game, but I like watching Lamar Jackson runs, and I like watching Derrick Henry run. So I like watching them, and it is interesting to see the 2 brothers coach against each other. That was so brutal on their parents. Their poor parents. I know they're like. One of them's a jerk or something, but not the parents. But the 2 brothers have to play against each other in the Super Bowl, and the poor parents have to console one of them that loses afterwards. That must have been hard, for the parents. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. He said, "What's for dessert?"
I've said people could phone in. I forgot to put the number up, but I put the number up every week, and nobody wants to call in. And the first couple of weeks, we had this woman call in. I remember that one of my friends called in, but I have a separate number. I have 2 phones that you can call in. I'll put it up next week if you remind me.
Vadim, always good to hear from you. All right, you guys.
It's easier to debate it when someone's live. That's why kids nowadays.
Yeah, you can phone in. That'd be cool.
Remind me that I have a number. No one seems to want to phone in, so I gave up and put the. I think I did put it last time when Rob wasn't here. But Rob, do you have your schedule for next Monday yet?
Oh, I left my phone. I'll look at next Monday. I have to look at my schedule.
All right.
I think I'm working though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working. Yeah, I'm working next Monday.
You make groceries for Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh, you did already. I'm just going to grab some stuff tomorrow. Just little things. Over 14 days this month.
Bobby, I'll let you know when she's the best player in the league, okay? It'll be sometime next year, I guarantee it, unless she gets...
Bobby, what about the turnovers? What about the turnovers?
What about the defense?
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you, Boxing.
So I bought last year I cooked turkey thighs in the slow cooker.
That's what I'm doing.
But I bought.
How'd they come out? Nice and in the slow cooker?
They came out really good. But
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do.
And this time I bought smoked drumsticks, and I'm just gonna find a way to heat them up. I think I'm gonna steam them with some oil and water because that'll keep them moist. But I'm gonna look it up on the internet and see. I've never had them. I bought some dressing.
Slow cooker sounds good. I'm gonna dry rub them the day before and put them in the slow cooker.
I could. I'm gonna do some research. I just bought them today, like right before I got in the air.
Boiled turkey, yeah.
Boiled turkey, yum. Not boiled. It's already pre-cooked, so they're already pretty cooked. You just start to warm them up and keep them moist.
See you later, Bobby. Yeah, it's always fun.
Love you too, guys. Not boil them, not steam, not boil them, steam them. The difference.
Keep the faith, Bobby.
In fact, when you cook lobster, it's better to steam them and not boil them. It's actually better.
All right, guys.
Rob's got to go make dinner for his wife.
Dinner for me. I'm hungry. Shoot, even like my Novocaine's worn off, so now I can actually eat something.
So you went to the dentist this afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't need to dry rub the thighs, Basil. I want have some flavor. You know, you white people don't put no flavor in your meat, so my people like flavor. I
like flavor. I just don't like hot.
Well, if I do the sugar, it's going to be brown sugar. So yeah, so I mean, you put brown sugar. I'm going to do salt, brown sugar, and some other.
And Rob, send me a link of you playing basketball.
I'll try to find it. If I find it, I'll send it.
Yeah. So yeah, I bought some gravy packages. They were organic turkey gravy packages, but and I bought some, stuffing mix. But I'm going to add pepper and onion to it. And if I really get ambitious, I'll go get some sausage and apples and add it to my dressing.
Wegmans has good gravy. I'm going to grab that tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Wegmans is too far away from me. It's over in Jersey.
Up in Jersey.
No, but they're going to open a giant supermarket.
Giant's not bad.
Giant, like a giant, which has giant supermarkets, which have large. They're going to open like 5 blocks from me, so I think I'm going to get better prices and bigger selection.
Well, the salt does. Usually the salt does break down the meat. If you put when you're putting salt on the steak, that's why you put the steak at room temperature and you put salt on it because it does breaks it down and makes it. So
salt tenderizes meat as it cooks. Yes.
Yeah.
It does. That's why it's an important spice, but you don't want to put too much of it. But
I can't have that.
It's important for meat.
I just like all this. I just like all the seasonings.
The more tender the meat, the less important the salt is to put in. So, anyways.
Oh, okay.
No, Rob, he says your salt is not just salt. No, in fact, I got one up here. Hang on a second. But I haven't used it in a while. Let me see what's in it.
No, it's not gonna be just salt. No, I'm putting in because of turkey. I'm putting some. I got some Italian seasoning. I put Italian seasoning. Some basil. Some basil and thyme. I put it on it. I gotta get some sage. Sage is always good on turkey.
Okay.
Sage is really good on turkey.
I got some of this left over. That my mother actually bought this one for me. Every once in a while she buys an herbs or spices.
I have that. I have the Chinese spice.
Caribbean and island spice and dry rub, black pepper, ground mustard, garlic, sea salt, turbinado sugar. I never even heard of that. Turbinado sugar, citric acid, and natural lime flavor. So I got that I haven't used up, but I've used this before on things. It's good. I think I used that when last time I cooked what was it? Pork belly. I cooked pork belly.
Yeah, pork belly.
You have to prepare that a day in advance before. Yeah. Similar to raw sugar. Okay, I didn't know what it is.
Similar to raw sugar. Okay. All right, you guys.
Anyways, yeah, maybe I'll put a little of that on. But gravy pretty much gives you the flavor that you need, anyways. But
take care, Basil.
I like the dark meat, as Rob said.
No nitrates.
No
No
nitrates. And I got green beans, so that's enough. That's enough for Thanksgiving.
I got some broccoli. I'm ready.
And I got homemade pumpkin ice cream, which I made. So can't beat that.
All right, you guys, take care.
Right, Rob wants to go. He's got to make dinner for himself and his wife.
I'm starving like Marvin.
And I'm gonna watch the football game, and have my pumpkin ice cream.
Yeah,
it's a good thing. All right.
All right. Take care. Peace out, you guys.
All right. See you guys later. Thanks for showing up. If you want to donate to the channel, don't forget. And we'll see you in the next video.
Yep.
And we'll probably do a video on the 6 people they saved yesterday because I have no other ideas for videos.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mick will have like 20 videos by tomorrow. So you probably give me 1 or 2 ideas.
Right. Yeah, you too,
All right.
Basil. You have a good evening.
See you later. All right, guys.